Tonight's stream is going to be absolutely epic. And I'm pretty excited about it. Get all this mellowed out a little. Some audio here. Here we go. All right, we are good to go. I think that sounds good. We're in fantastic position. All right, let's rock this thing. Ooh, my watch is falling off. There we go. Okay, let's trim this one down and start the progress. Oh, I got to set my flame. Forgot that part. What's up, Red Squeak? How you doing? Oop, that's loud. You guys getting a bunch of wind? RW, thank you so much for the jewels. You're starting it off for me tonight, RW. Thank you. I appreciate that. That helps a lot. Started off with that. That's amazing. Yeah, the wind is crazy right now. It's absolutely insane. What's up, John? Mod Squad is here. What's up from Illinois? How are you? Michael, what's going on? Jojo, how you doing? Oh, that's okay, Layla. All good. I'm so sorry, though, that your dog passed off. Passed off. I'm so sorry. I'm able to speak. But I'm so sorry. It's not easy losing an animal. They're family members, furry family. Yep, chat is going to be off the hook tonight. We are going. RW, thank you for the jewels. Hanging in there, Jojo? Yeah, I understand that. So I did change I put a little side window in here. So now you can see the item that I'm actually working on in the live stream. I don't have to have it dangling all over the place. We don't have to cover up all the screen. So tonight we are doing those pendants like that. Ooh, look at that. Man, I should have hit the record on that. That would have been amazing. That would have been an amazing shot. All right, so tonight, yeah, we are doing the amazing pendant. One of my favorite. That pendant is called the feather because it looks like there's a little feather inside that pendant. Other people say it looks like lightning. Some people say it looks like lightning, feather, and some people say it looks like tree roots. So you never know. It's all different. 36. Yeah, it's not so cold here right now, but it is windy. Yeah, it's windy. What color are my eyes? I'll let you guess. I'll give you a good guess. All right, so we're going to bring this in. Blue? No, not blue. Yes, please hit the subscribe if you get a chance because we're going to be making an epic night tonight. Hazel green. Yes. A little bit of hazel green. But my eyes shift. I don't know if that is realistic, but they kind of go from like a green to a bluish green every once in a while. They're trippy. They just shift. All right. So this piece I'm working on tonight is pretty amazing for 3 factors that we're going into. Hope, thank you for the jewels. Thank you so much, Hope. There are 3 factors that go into this piece that make it really fun and amazing. Number 1, we're going to be doing silver fuming. So we're going to add the silver in there, and y'all know how amazing that is. And then we're going to be blowing it out of a tube. So we're going to make the pendant from a tube. One of the things that's not very common out there. Yours do the same thing with your eyes? Yeah. All right. Well, dragonflies in the house. There we go. And we're going to bring it down. Then we got to pop a little tiny hole. Just a baby hole. Here we go. There we go. Technically, I guess that could be a mini vase, but we're not doing a vase. Here goes from blue to brown, back to blue. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, eyes are trippy for sure. All right. I don't like using it this big. I'm going to trim this down. So one of the things that is super important while you're doing glasswork is being comfortable with the glass that you're handling. So technically, a lot of people would like to use the rod in a bigger form because they think it lasts longer. But one of the things that I find is you got to have proper mechanics in order for it to function correctly. What I mean by that is if this was extended out here, I wouldn't have very good fulcrum weight. So what I did is I cut it in half, and that's going to give me a little bit more control. And that inevitably means the piece is going to look better. Right now, I got to make a silver rod. That is not long enough. I got to find the exact size I want here. We're pretty close to it. I'm going to have to cut one. I might have to cut one. No, maybe it'll work. So we got to pick up a little silver nugget. Just a baby silver nugget. And this is pure silver. So I'm going to park this in the kiln temporarily while we heat it up. No, I just don't like that. It's too short. I don't want to use that. Sorry, I changed my mind on it. We'll just make one. Here we go. It has to feel comfortable when you're working with it. No, the glass does not transfer heat at all. RW, thank you for all the jewels. Hope, thank you for all the jewels. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Everybody's rocking and rolling tonight. We're going to have an epic night tonight. It's going to be fun. So we're not doing like a Christmas ornament necessarily. This is a pendant, or it can be an ornament, depending on how you look at it. All right, first thing is we got to put up a little silver nugget here. So we pick it up in there, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on there. Hopefully y'all can see it. So there's the little silver nugget on the end of the glass rod. You can see it just kind of floating there. It's the rare opportunity to see it before it gets all fumed. And crazy looking. We're going to park that in the kiln. We're going to grab that tube that we had before, and we're going to start the magic. So this process I'm about to do, it dates back a very, very long time ago. And DK Grandma, how are you? Got your mystery box? Thank you. So this method is called stitch or knitting, lace work. There's lots of different methods for it, or words, but it dates back a very long time ago. And we're going to do this here. And it sounds exactly like what it is. You are literally knitting with molten glass. Unfortunately, this method is kind of disappearing. Not a lot of people are doing this anymore. So it's kind of dying off. I hope it comes back because it's a pretty cool process. And we're just kind of stitching it all the way around. Now, the hard part for me on this one is I have to keep it as uneven as possible. But the OCD in me just kind of makes it want to like be perfect. Okay, there we go. All right, so now you can see this has kind of like a little cage built around it. It's almost like a little bird cage or wire cage. Okay, first thing first, we're going to fume that with silver, and it's going to change the entire color. So we're going to preheat this, get it centered on there as straight as possible. Going to grab us some silver. And now we're going to do the fuming process. So this is where the color will completely change. So it is in its complete clear form. And we're going to change it up right now. It's already fuming. And there we go. Park that silver back in the kiln because it loves to pop off. And there we go. Renee, thank you for the jewels. Now, look how that color changed on there. So it literally silver plated the glass. Why did that do that? Okay. We're going to kind of meld that in there a little bit more. It's kind of like burning the color in. And this is how we start. So that pendant that's on the bottom of the screen, this is how we make that. Comes off this. Crazy, right? All right, here we go. So we're going to start the process. First thing is we're going to take all that knitted stuff and collapse it down into a solid piece. So all that work I just did, we're going to completely collapse it. And make it into a solid again. Now, the beauty of it, if I did it correctly, we're going to get all these little tentacle fingers running throughout it. It literally looks like a Tesla coil sparking. Maybe that's why I like it, because I love anything that Nikola Tesla did. Kind of reminds me of that. All right, so we got it melted in right now. I'm going to kind of really solidify it in there. I want to take out any air gaps. And then I'm going to show you the reveal. The reveal is where it's cool. All right, we're looking good. Transfer hands. All right, got to get it as close to the camera as I can. Now, it looks very, very hot right now. Watch the reveal. Here we go. You're going to start to see those little finger tentacles sparking through there. And that is that really amazing process right there. Hi, Colleen. You subscribed? Thank you. I appreciate that. So that is the awesome part. We're going to split some rods here. That was cool, right? What's up, Creative? How are you doing? Yeah, that process is like, it took me a long time to figure that out, to get it right. I knew how to do it. I just couldn't get it right. All right, so next step, here comes the tricky part. How do we get the solid bubble or marble-ish looking thing off the tube? That's what we're going to do right now. I'm working on it. So my horizontal feed will have a lot of different things than the vertical. All right, right now I am recording the horizontal feed. If you want to check out the horizontal, I will post it by tomorrow, and I would love input. Hanging in there, creative? It's good to hear. I'm sorry if anything's going wrong. All right, we do got to change this flame chemistry just a touch right there. All right, here we go. So this is how you remove the glass from the tube. In 3, 2, 1. Now that's epic, right? Yeah, that's how you remove that. Kind of cool, right? There we go. No, that tube goes into recycle. All right, now we're left with this. So that is the sparkly looking, not sparkly, but the tentacle looking electrical thing right there. Yeah, this is going to be a pendant. So you see the picture on the bottom of the screen down there? That is exactly what I'm making. But every one of them comes out a little different. It's called the feather pendant. And it is one of my favorite items as far as pendants to make. Number one, they just look really cool. But number two, every one of them, even though they're the same, look different. So right now I'm just kind of collapsing that little spot where the tube was, shrinking it down, making it solid so there's no air gap. Okay, we're looking really, really good here. You can kind of see all those little tentacles sparking through there. What's up, Becca? How are you doing? Dangerous fine glass shards in my shop? No, I don't have that. You know what's dangerous in my shop? Oreo cookies. Because I can't have them. That's what's dangerous. Not glass shards. All right, so here we go. What's up, Cruising? How are you? All right, so next step is we're going to attach here. And we got to pull this down into a shape that kind of resembles that one that's on the screen. That's okay, Smokey. I'm not a big fan of sweets anyway. I was just making a comment. Trying to be funny, but sometimes it doesn't come across that way. My sense of humor can be a little bit different. All right, so we're pulling this down into the pendant now. And the main thing is I got to be really, really careful not to distort those little tentacles running through there. So I got to do it very, very slow here. But this looks amazing. Wow. I haven't done one of these in like 3 or 4 months. Wow. I love it. All right, so I'm going to bring it over, and you can see all those little tentacles running down on the from top down to the bottom down there. Now this one, normally I do it in black where I have the black backing it, but the customer chose blue on this one. So we're going to be doing blue, cobalt blue. Just got to pull this down a little bit further right here. Right about there. All right, I got to seal this top up just a tiny bit. It's a little too small. It's a small attachment. I need a little bit more oomph to it. Because when you go to put the color on here, if you put too much pressure, it'll pop off. Not a good thing. All right, first things first, I got to add just a tiny bit in here. So these are actually memorials. So we're going to be adding a little bit of the ash and cremains in here. Like that. Now, they don't have to be memorials, but this one is. There's 5 of them. It's going to be a long night on doing these, but yeah, there's 5 of them in total. All right, let's put the blue streaks down here. All the way down. I just realized I'm still not breathing when I do that. I got to learn to control my breath when I'm doing this. I don't breathe for some reason when I'm doing this. Now that I'm talking, I can. Maybe I'll just talk. Okay, coming around. And a little bit more. Right there. Although not everybody wants to hear me yapping. Okay, so what I did right there is we took it, there's the blue backing. In between there is the cremains or the ash. We're going to take this and we're going to pull it down, start shaping it. So we attach here. First thing I'm going to want to do is flatten the back end. Then we'll worry about the rest of the shaping. Like that. So right now it kind of looks like a caterpillar ready to kind of go do its thing. DK Grandma Creative, thank you for the heart me's. All right, let's shape it out. Get everything all blended in. Okay, we're looking good. Then we're going to burn it off up here. Smooth everything out. My gosh, this one turned out amazing. For the first one in a while, this looks really good. I got to show it before we get too far. So here's the reveal. Okay, we got it right there. Can you all see it okay? And here we go. Now you can see all that lightning going off in it. Tell me that doesn't look wicked cool. Off, on. Yeah, very, very happy. All right, got to make a hook for it. Got to make a tiny little hook for it. Colleen, thank you for all the jewels. You guys are rocking tonight. Where do you find these? On my website. All right, here we go. So we're going to flatten this. These are my little flatteners. I've had this tool for so long. It's like 20, probably 25, 30 years old. You ever hear that phrase, I got socks older than you? This tool's probably older than a lot of people watching right now. Nothing wrong with that. It's good to be youthful. Definitely not knocking it. I'm just saying. Okay, if I was going to be a punty rod. Man, I thought I had more of this here. That's okay. Got it right here. So this is how I do my loops, my hooks. So we're going to start with a little flat discish. Then we're going to attach a little punty rod here. And we're going to stretch it out and loop and swoop. And it makes a really nice bail or hook for the pendants and ornaments. So we stretch it out, and then you just bring both arms up. I see too many people trying to force this, and you don't want to force it. Make sure it's all like that. Pull it straight up. It's going to drip. Caught it. Caught it. All right, here we go. Is it expensive? It's not cheap. I can put it that way. Expensive is relative. I mean, everybody has a different idea of a budget, what's expensive, what's not. But I can tell you, you'll probably be 2,000 to 3,000 into it just to start. All right, let's turn this into an amazing little hook and bail here. And here we go. So we got this done. I'm sorry it's so micro tonight, but it's all right. All right, and we're going to attach a little tiny hunky right there. The post office, lost your cardinal and birthday cake. I'll have to, send me a message. I'll have to take a look at it. It just might be somewhere in the system crazy. Right now, nothing is lining up real, like, accurate. It's that time of the year. I mean, I was waiting for my glass shipment, and it said it was in Oregon, and then like 4 hours later, it was here. I am making the little item that is on the bottom of the screen down there. This one's memorial pendant, but it doesn't have to be a memorial. This is one of my favorite pendants, whether it's a memorial or not. All right, we're going to attach the hook here. Now, this is where you got to be really, really careful, because this is kind of the point at which it can fail. And I don't mean for me making it, I'm talking about just in general. It's the one spot where if someone goes to break something, this is where it's going to break. So you got to fuse it on there really good. And we wiggle that off. Let's make sure we're completely fused in there. Nice. Yeah, it's all lined up. A little bit of a move right there. All right, so we got to pull this down. Last little step. And then I will show you what it looks like. So now we just have to gently pull this down. Give it a nice taper at the bottom. This part takes a minute, but it's got to be just right. And I'm talking small, minute movements. There we go. We're looking good. Got it here and tap. And I will show you the reveal process here. So there is the pendant. And here comes the most amazing part right here. I definitely use uranium. Ready? We're going to reveal it in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Now you can see all those tentacles running through there. It looks just like the one on the bottom of the screen, just a little different pattern. Almost looks like a jellyfish, right? But yeah, that's it. Okay, we got a couple things to do real quick, housekeeping issues here real quick. I got to bring snowman number 1 out. So this one cracked on me last night. I think I set some hot glass on it. I can't really show the crack. It's not showing. So we're going to bring it in and try and fix that crack. If not, it's going to go in the circular water bucket. I think we're okay. Just have to skim it to fix it. All right, I think we're good. Stop. All right, this one's all fixed. But I got to do one more thing. Oh, yeah, I got to do it. So for some reason, this orange went completely yellow on me. We got to fix the nose. And then we'll get to making the other pendant. We got 2 more of these to fix with the nose. But we'll do them later. We'll do a few in between. We're not going to do it all at once. This might fall. Not on there very good. So we got to pull this nose off. And put an actual orangey nose on there. But yeah, the orange actually turned really yellow. I don't know why, but I sent a message to the manufacturer and said, hey, your color's got a little bonky here. I'm not mad at them because stuff happened. Oh, this feels like it's cracking. Did you crack? I don't know why it feels like it's cracking somewhere. I don't see one. All right. All right, let's put the orange on and get this nose looking better. This is why I hate doing repairs. I could literally make a new snowman by the time I got done fixing all this. All right. So this guy is done, finally. Top it off and smooth that little spot out. And there, all completed. Now, hopefully that nose turns orange. What's up, Groves? Tess, how are you doing? All right, let's pop this in the kiln. All right, so we're going to make another one of the pendants that's on the bottom. Watching, no one's chatting. Yeah, chatting would be good. Chatting would be very helpful for me. I'm going to try and stay hydrated tonight. Last night it was a little dehydrating. Mecca, what's up? Okay, let's do pendant number 2. So again, we're going to start off with tubing. That pendant that's on the bottom of the screen that says in progress is the one we are working on. And it is made with tubing. Can you believe that? Theo, what's up? All right, we're going to pop that in there to attach a little punty. Broken picture frame. Yeah, glass is a trippy material to work with, 100%. It's totally a different animal, right? Okay, so first thing we're going to do is pull this down into somewhat of a taper, kind of like an ice cream cone. I am on TikTok right now, yes. Am I ready for Santa? Not really. Okay, so this is the point at which I'm going to pull it down a little bit. Try and keep it as even as possible, a little puff of air, just to even that wall out. Then we're going to open the end of this tube. You're a blacksmith? Yeah, blacksmithing it looks really fun. I want to try it someday. I'm not saying I would be good because I work in glass. I think that's one of the craziest statements someone can make. I'm going to be good because I can melt glass. No, I just want to try it because that would be fun. And here we go. Can I burn the glass or just melt? You can't really burn it. The orange you can kind of burn because it is a cadmium-based color, but the rest of it, no. Like orange, yellow, and a red version of that you can. But the rest, not really. All right, we got to pop a little baby hole in here. 3, 2, 1. A little baby hole. Bring that down and smooth it out. You made a few knives? I haven't done anything blacksmithing wise. John, thanks for the membership. Been on every night for a week and learned a lot. I try to do a whole bunch. Okay, so next step is we are going to make this a little bit smaller in here. So we have just a little bit of a opening there. Can't do it solid or it will totally mess it up. So we're going to grab a solid rod like this, and we're going to do the process. It's called knitting. It is just like knitting glass. It's exactly what it sounds like. My mother was a perfectionist at this. I mean, probably one of the best in the world at doing this particular part, if not the best. Absolutely stunning work. Me, not so much. All right, so let's knit this thing up. So we start with a single attachment, and we're going to bring it around. And just like I said, we're going to knit with the glass. I think if they ever really start 3D printing this would be the way to do it. Have it kind of 3D print this way. And here we go. Now my job is to try and keep it as uneven as possible for this particular one. Like that. Maybe one more row. I should probably put one more. Hold on. No, too late. Can't do it. Okay, so we built that kind of weird looking cagey item right there. And I do want it as uneven as possible while still keeping it a cylinder shape. We're going to preheat it. Then we're going to vaporize some pure silver on it, change the entire color. And then we're going to collapse all that back down. So there's a little tiny silver nugget at the end of this rod, right there. Little tiny silver jewel. And here we go. So that silver is going to superheat in the flame, and it's going to use the flame as a conduit to transfer onto the little bird cagey thing. The only thing I could call it is a bird cagey thing. I don't know another name for it. It's either a bird cage or a sock with a lot of holes on it. Your choice. Okay, so we got the silver all melted on there. See how the color just completely went on there and it silver plated the glass? Now that is fun. No, we're running propane. Propane and oxygen. All right, everybody, don't forget to hit the like. I would really appreciate it. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit subscribe. And it really helps me out. It doesn't cost you anything except a click. All right, so I melted that silver into it just a little bit. See how it got a little darker? And here's where the magic happens. We are going to actually collapse that entire cage down and turn it to a solid piece of glass. So all the work I just did, we're going to completely wreck it. And there we go. Oop, gets a little wobbly on you because it doesn't have much structure up there. It's not held on very well. And we're melting all that in until we get to a solid. It needs to look solid. There we go. We're almost there. Now we just have to melt it all the way in. All right, I'm going to bring it back out, and I'm going to show you the reveal again. Michael, thank you for the jewels. I'm going to be adding the ash here in just a minute. There's a point at which I do it. I'm not there yet. All right, we're going to turn the flame down. I'm going to bring it over. It's going to look super bright. Keep your eye on it, though. You're going to see that brightness start to fade, and inside, it's still going to be hot, and you're going to see those little tentacles start appearing like that. Kind of looks like my chandelier, right? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That part is amazing when you do that. I'm officially at 3 million views. Awesome. Yeah, we're getting there. Bill, thank you so much. Is it Joyce or Jace? I can't see there. Jace, thank you. Victors, thank you. That was wild, right? I'm going to do it one more time just because it looks awesome. I know I'm taking some time, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. We're going to do it again because I can. Actually, I have to droop this down a tiny bit. That's the other reason. I'm just making it sound like I'm doing something super important. All right, so we're going to bring it out. And there it goes. Look at how those tentacles are starting to form. That reveal is one of my favorite things right there. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, this channel's rocking. It's on a rocket ship. Thank you, Samantha. Problem Child. Thank you. Yeah, honestly, the channel is on a rocket ship right now. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach what's called a little punty up here. And we have to separate the solid from the tubing. And this is where it gets fun. Hi, Callie. Yeah, that's the part I like. Every one of them comes out different. Joe, thank you for the roses. All right, so we got to superheat just in one spot here. And in 3, 2, 1, we blow this open. And there we go. And then we're left with that. And here we go. Come on, break off. Break off. There we go. John, thank you for all the jewels. Thank you, my friend. John's trying to go into MVP. I know we got the mod squad going. The mod squad is on it tonight. All right, I got to pull this one down. We're going to have to do a little surgery on this one. Got a little air bubble in it. And here we go. We got to pop this little air bubble out right there, and we're good. So now we're left with that little bit right there. Whew. I can do a Prince Rupert's drop. I just won't do it. That's a total waste of glass. All right, next step is we're going to pull this down a little bit into its kind of teardrop shape, and then we're going to start adding the ash and the blue. So I got to get this really sealed up right there, like that. Then we're going to pull this part out a little bit. Russell, thank you so much. Don't, you know what? Don't apologize for that. I appreciate the kind gift. Honestly, I really appreciate the kind gift, Russell. Don't ever apologize. You're all good. It's super kind that you would do something like that. Okay, so next step, we're going to pull this down. We're going to grab it here. And just start pulling it very slowly. Don't want to pull too much too fast. I know Groves and Dragonfly are looking at this going, okay, how's he doing that? I got to figure this out. We're going to, and you know, I'll help you out with it. But I know both of you are like super intrigued by it right now. Okay, got that all tapered off. And we're good. Okay, so we have the beginning stages of it here. Again, I'm going to take my time with it. We're going to start doing some reveals halfway through, so you can see all the like electrical looking sparks going through it right now. It's very pretty. Next trick is we're going to add a little bit of the ash in there, so we're going to take our time with that too. I just cut like 5 of these rods. There we go. So we're going to dip it into the cremains or the ash over here, and then we're just going to layer it in a little bit at a time. I don't want to do too much too fast. So we dip it in right there. See how the flame changes color? We're going to add a little bit right there. Dip. A little bit right there. Dip. Right there. And last one. Dip. Like that. Did I get all the ash off there? I sure did. Okay. Okay, so we added the cremains on there. Now we got to add the blue. And the blue is going to back up onto the pendant, and that's going to create the visual contrast between the ash and the lightning quartz in there back there. It does look really good with the blue, though, I have to admit. Here we go. Layering it on. Start over here. Going to go right next to it, encasing the last portion of it on this side. Make sure I got it all lined up there. Then a little bit over here. And the little gap right there, we're going to fix up. Smooth all that out. We're all good. Do I watch Blown Away? I saw a little bit of it. I guess my problem with it is I see what is put on for like entertainment only, and there's some factors in there that I didn't like. So it's hard for me to watch it. Okay, so we got the blue back on there. It kind of looks like I said a little caterpillar right now. Okay, next step is we got to flatten the bottom down here. And I always do it flat so that it doesn't roll around. And if someone's wearing this, last thing you want to do is have it kind of like banging against your breastbone or chest in there. So we're just kind of flattening all that out, making it all nice and smooth. There we go. So it's going to look really wonky right now. TTY, thank you so much. Is it Blinks? Binks? I got your last part so wrong. But thank you so much for the gift, the super chat. I really appreciate it. All right, so yeah, this is going to look amazing. Every one of them is different too. So if you want to stick around for the stream, you're going to see how much different every one of them turns out. But it is the example of what I'm making is on the bottom of the screen. Hopefully you all can see that. I didn't want to interrupt too much of the screen, so I just put it on the bottom. All right, so we got to bring this out and pull it down. Really slow. So this is one of the pieces that Stephanie wore when we went to Murano. And they kept grabbing at this necklace, trying to figure it out. They did not know how to do this. And even though you visually see it being done, there are some things in here that aren't very apparent when making it. Okay, so is this blue? Yeah. Got to make the top a little bit more round here. Add this blue all the way through. That's the problem right there. I'm going to pull some of this off and then re-add it. It's not looking perfect right there. There's no ash in that part, but I just don't like the way it's looking. There we go. All right, so we're almost done with this one. We're going to bring it, put it in the kiln. We're going to make a nice little hook for it and pop it together. Wow. All right, let's make a little hook. Uh-oh, I got to do my TikTok thingy. That's weird. I didn't even get a notice that I had to do a TikTok-y thingy. Jen, thank you so much for sharing my CAPTCHA. Hold on one second. I got to do this CAPTCHA thing or it's going to kick me off. Did it line up? No. Okay, let's redo it again. All right. CAPTCHA on TikTok is done. Let's do it. Let's rock. John, thank you for all the jewels. If you have any questions in chat, don't hesitate to ask. I'm pretty much an open book about glasswork. So if you have some questions, I will answer it. If I can't answer it, I'll just tell you I don't know. I'm not going to give you the wrong answer. Jen, thank you for sharing. John, thank you so much too. Alex, thank you so much. And here we go. We're going to flatten. So this is the beginning of the hook right there. You got the little disc. And then we grab it. We're going to turn this down just a little. This is my favorite bail or hook to do on these, on any piece. I just think they look really elegant. They're super strong. And it looks, I just like it. If you want to get really custom, you can put like little colored glass edges on it and give it a two-tone. All right, here we go. So we're going to bring it out. Oop, little crooked there. There we go. Then we're going to take this and loop it and swoop it. I finally figured out where I got loop and swoop from too. Couldn't figure it out. I think I got that from the movie Big Daddy when he was teaching the kid to tie his shoes. And he said loop and swoop. It just stuck with me. But I think it's the movie Big Daddy. All right, so we got to push this together. It's a little bit much right there. Going to shrink it down just a little. So my philosophy in glass is it's always better to make it a little bigger. You can take it off. You can make it smaller. If you make it too small, you're just too small. There we go. And now we have the little bail set up there. We're going to pull it off and trim it up really nice. Make it look professional. That's how you learn to tie your shoes. Oh, there you go. Pointers for entry level? Yeah, we could definitely do that if you have some questions. Do glassblowers use flux? No. There is a little bit of, loop, swoop, and pull. That's right. No, you don't use a flux. However, there are times that you want to use borax laundry soap to act as a kind of flux. So some things that happen in glass is you get something called devitrification. I hate saying that. Devitrification, where the glass gets really scuzzy looking and you can't get it out because you burned off a lot of the boron in the glass itself. So if you fume borax laundry soap onto it, it reintroduces the boron and smooths it back out. You can also use sea salt with it, but I like the borax better. All right, let's add this little loop on here. Got to center it up really, really nice. Again, this is one of the things that I always tell people when I teach them, if you're going to do this, make sure the hook is really solid on there and it looks good and it's absolutely attached 100%. Because this is the part where it could just break off. Okay, it's a little off center. I'm going to micro flame this. So this is how small this flame can get. There we go. And 1 millimeter can make a huge difference on this. Okay, we're going to snap that off, hopefully. There we go. Okay, just a little movement here. Tiny little movement. I may have to redo it. I don't know yet. You gonna stay? Smooth that little spot out. All right, I'm going to show you the reveal part, and then I got to finish this off. So there is the pendant. Again, it looks really cool, but when you add in the light to it, it now reveals itself. You can see all those little striations and tentacles running through there. Without, with. Oh, this one turned out really nice too. Not disappointed in it. John, thank you for all the jewels. Bayo, thank you. Okay, so we're going to grab that and pull this down. Just want to taper this off just right. Seriously. And then it's all done. So I can't really hold the flash up, but you can definitely see how it's swooping in there. It almost looks like a jellyfish. All right, we got to fix this other snowman. This one looks like a nightmare. I don't know if this one's fixable. This guy's seen better days. Oh, he's way cracked. Wow. I don't know if it's fixable. We're going to try it, but I don't know if you can see the crack in there. Right by his mouth and everything, there is a gigantic crack running in there. Oh, man, this thing sucks with that. All right, let's see if we can fix it. Give it a slow warm up. And I'm supposed to change the color of the nose, and I don't know if that's going to work. Nope. It is not working. So we're going to do the epic snowman. Y'all get to see something rare. We're going to bring the water bucket out. And we're going to change it up direction-wise. We're going to do the snowman dunk. Ready? And 3, 2, 1. And that was that. So that's what I do with stuff that doesn't work out. Oh, got water all over the bench. It cracked all over the place. I don't know why it cracked. It just happens. It happens to me every once in a while. But yeah, if it has a big problem, I'm just going to toss it. I got one more in here I need to fix. I'm hoping this is just the nose, but if it's cracked, then we're definitely going to toss that one in there too. Nope, no cracks. I can just fix the nose. All right, let's fix this nose up and call it done. Got to change the color. Then we'll get back to making pendants. But I have no idea. This orange that I used went yellow. It did not stay orange. It actually turned yellow. And I don't know if there's a new color out there and they sent me the wrong one or what the deal is, but it's not good. Eduardo, thank you so much. Would you be able to demonstrate the detergent trick? Yes, I can do that. Give me a second, though. I got to put this nose on. Yeah, we can definitely do the detergent trick. Does glass go bad? No. No, it's either bad from the beginning or it's not. Have a good one, Charlie. Thank you. I have to go see my mother. No, not till an hour from now. All right, we're going to pop that on and pull. Oh, that's super long. She is in her cottage, but I have to give her medication every 12 hours. John, thank you so much. John is on the MVP kick tonight. John's running MVP on the gifts. All right, let me see if I have the borax somewhere. If I was borax, where would I be? Crap. I think I got it in my cabinet. Let me run over to my cabinet. At least the microphone still works. If I were borax, I would be right here. Nope, there's borax right there. All right. So this is my borax laundry soap bucket. Okay. What's up with Tiger? So there is borax in there, along with, I think, a couple bugs that died. But yeah, there's borax in there. I think there's some bugs in there. We're going to pop this out here. So I'm going to show you one of the tricks that most important thing you can do with borax. And that is you can use gold with it and create an amazing gold fume. Do I have any gold? Yep. I'm going to preheat this gold. So I'm going to show you why borax, one, it can take out the devitrification, but two, it makes gold work incredibly well. So we're going to trim that down for a second. Okay. And I don't want to use you. I have a short rod. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right piece that I want to do it with, because it'll make a difference as to what it looks like. There we go. I can pull a little bit off this. So gold doesn't stick to glass. John, thank you for the membership gift. So, and that's the thing, is gold doesn't stick to glass. So you have to do two things with it. You either have to fume silver onto the glass first, and then the gold will stick to the silver, which works very well. Or you have to use borax. The reason I don't like the silver method, while it's easier, it changes the color of the gold. And it makes it more orangey than like absolutely beautiful pink or purple. And that's the deal with it. All right, so we're going to bring this out, and we're going to pull a point. Then we're going to fume it with gold. And then I'll show you what you do with the borax afterwards. And here we go. In 3, 2, 1, we're going to burn this off. Like that. So we just got a clear piece of tubing right here. And the next step is we're going to preheat it. We're going to blow it out into a ball a little bit. And platinum will stick, yes. Gold's the only one that I know of that doesn't. But platinum is extremely hard to melt. Platinum is very, very hard to melt. Okay, so we're going to heat this up. We're going to blow it open a little bit. I'm going to try and create just a little bit of a bobble. I want to keep it super thick so that we get the right bobble. And there we go. So we bring it out, and 1, 2, 3. And just a simple bobble, nothing extraordinarily crazy. Okay, we got to bring this out. I got to plug me stuff back in. How long does it take to start working with uranium? You can start any time. You don't have to have a specific time frame, but I don't recommend it right away, because if you're not proficient in making an item, you don't want to waste uranium glass on it. All right, here we go. So we got just plain old clear, and we're going to come through and we're going to add the gold real quick. Yeah, to be honest, I've never fumed borax on silver. I wonder what it'll do. Maybe we'll try that later. So on the end of this is a tiny little nugget of gold. I'm going to preheat this a little. There's my little gold nugget right there. Change this flame chemistry just a little bit. We're going to fume the gold on here. We're going for the purples right now. Where are the purples? And that's the flame chemistry that changes the actual fume. There we go. So right now we just added the gold on there. So see how it went very purpley looking? Uranium glass, less radioactivity than your phone. And then we're going to hit the light with it, and you can see how shiny it is. It is gold fumed. Oh, that's not very bright anymore. But yeah, see how it went gold? There we go. I need to learn to get better camera presence there. So we got pure gold. Now we're going to take the borax and we're going to fume on top of that. So if I left it as is, that gold would just wipe right off. So we're going to take a little bit of borax. I'm going to use a shorty rod here because I don't want to keep the borax in there. And that's what's in here. First thing is we got to heat up the glass rod. And then we'll dip it in the borax and do the fuming. Trying to keep this hot. And it should theoretically change the color a little bit. There we go. So we're going to add the borax. And now when I'm adding that on there, it is basically building that gold into the glass now. Now it's going to change the coloring just a little. Like that. A little bit on the bottom. So it just changed the coloring entirely. But now it will stick on there completely. We're going to preheat it a little, change the color again. We should get a cranberry now. So we're looking for cranberry. Not quite cranberry, but definitely a little changing of it. So next step, let's throw some silver on there and see what it does. We're going to throw some silver on it and hopefully get something cool out of it. Does borax have a smell? Nope, borax does not have a smell. So let's throw some silver on there, just a tiny swish of it, and there we go. And now we just changed it again. Oh, you just get used to it. The shoulders and everything get used to it. See how it completely changed it? Let's change the color again real quick. You guys are getting a full-on education here. And then we changed it again. Now it went completely yellow. Okay. Now, the last thing is we're going to throw gold back on top of this, and then we'll actually make some stuff. So now when I throw the gold on here, it will not wipe off at all, ever. But it should create an amazing gold color if I did it right. And where's my little nugget? There's my gold nugget. We're going to fume the gold on here. And it'll give the gold kind of like an orangey look. And there we go. So that is pure gold fumed with silver, then gold, then silver. But that is how the borax works on there too. It should be durable when it's all done. Good night, Becca. All right, we need to go through and make a couple more pendants. I gotta make more pendants. So intrigued by it? Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a fun hobby. This has been my job for 31 years, but it is a cool hobby. All right, we got to go back to making the pendant that is on the bottom of the screen. And we're going to grab a piece of tubing and pull off a little section. Am I worried about AI taking my job? Not really. Not at all. Because trust me, if AI could think like me, you're all screwed. If AI thinks like me, we're all in trouble. Where's my fuel source? I have a dragon underneath my bench. I got one of those Game of Thrones dragons and I threw it underneath here and it's just kind of like firing it up. You want to see the dragon? All right, I'll check it out. I'll have to get the Khaleesi out and ask her if it's okay. I like Game of Thrones, by the way, so I don't care. Did autocorrect mess that up? No, we're all good. I used to have when Luna was alive, I had a little whiteboard, you know, the dry erase boards, and on there it said powered by Luna farts because Luna could let it go. Luna was my dog, and she could let loose some amazing gas. Let's get the borax out of the way, though. There we go. So I used to say torch powered by Luna farts. Okay, next step. Yeah, puppies definitely can have it. So we're going to be making the pendant that is on the bottom of the screen down there. Speaking of which, can you all see the pendant that's down there? Does it show up, or is the like chat really messing with it? I'm hoping you all can see it. It shows? Yeah, I'm kind of trying to do that so that it explains what I'm doing without physically having to have the glass sitting in front of the bench covering the rest of the torch up. All right, we got to make the ice cream cone shape. Like that. Chat is in the way a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to frame it so that it doesn't wreck it too much. We're going to pull that off. All right, now we got that done. We got to pop a little tiny hole in here with 3, 2, 1. It's such an unepic little pop. I used to be able to get it to make a big popping noise, but lately I haven't been able to. Send me a screenshot. Thank you, Dragonfly. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was thinking top right corner. I may mess with it a little bit. Dragonfly will send me a screenshot, and then I can kind of depict where I need to put it. But I like having it down there so you can see what I'm working on when it's cooled off, and it's not a guess. Okay, so we got to do the really cool part, which is the knitting. So we got that little ice cream cone shape with a little opening there, right? Let's do some knitting. Thank you, Nanabeth. I got the image. Okay, we're going to do a little meta recording too. Hey, Meta, record. All right, so we're creating the knit. Now the meta glasses are going to work amazing so you all can see what happens in here. I'll create a little short video of this. And this is the knitting process. Again, I'm trying to make it a little uneven. And my OCD is not liking it. That one almost went sideways. Hey, Meta, stop recording. 5:21 in the morning. Put a filter on? No. All right, so now we got a really cool little uneven cage here. So we're going to fume it with the silver, and that's going to change it up and make it look amazing. And then we're going to collapse it all down. Hey, Meta, stop or start recording. Hey, Meta, record. Okay. All right, so we're going to fume, and here we go. It's a very fast process. And there we go. That is silver fuming at its best right there. So we just vaporized pure silver onto the glass little knit base there. Hey, Meta, stop recording. There. So now we got all the silver running around there. We're going to burn it in, and then we're going to collapse all that down. So we got to burn it in. There we go. This looks really cool while it's hot, too. Has that really nice orangey color to it. Yep, the fume from the collapse, correct. You got to do it right, though. All right, here we go. We're going to collapse it down. So now we're going to take that really nice cage we did, and we're going to melt it all in and wreck it. This is where happy little accidents happen. We have a Bob Ross moment. Happy little accident. My Bob Ross little phrase there. People are like, I took a survey, they're like, who would you rather see cloned? Elvis, Prince, who else was it? Frank Sinatra. And I said, none, Bob Ross. Bring Bob Ross back. Okay. Oh, this is going to be, the reveal on this one's going to look amazing. Y'all ready for it? Here we go. This is going to look cool. It's going to look absolutely stunning. And here we go. We're going to bring it right out as close as I can. I'm going to have to keep rotating it, but as it starts to cool down, you're going to see all those little finger tentacles come out. This one's going to be epic too. Look at all those little tentacles happening. Isn't that amazing how it does that? And there. Got to let it calm down for a second. Still moving all over the place. I don't understand how that's troll, Ludi. Not quite sure where you're going with that, but okay. Yeah, happy little accidents. That's right. We are making the little pendant that is on the bottom of the screen. Actually, I got to close that off. Wasn't clean. So, and this will be memorial. So this will have ash in it or cremains. All right, so we're going to separate it here. And we're going to bring it in and depart it. And just separate it. And we're going to taper it down a little bit. Oop. Change that up. All right, here we go. We're going to separate this. And this is the cleanest way to get the tubing off of the solid. Well, if it's so easy to make, you'd know what size tubing. So why should I tell you? Mr. Skills. All right, here we go. I'd like the left-handed. Left-handed is okay, too. You can definitely do it. It doesn't matter which hand. I'm pretty ambidextrous, so we can do it either way. All right, so we got to get that little part, the ring, collapsed in there. Make it super smooth. I'm going to try and not trap an air bubble this time. That was a little bit of a pain in the butt to get out last time. That's almost an acorn stuff. I would tell, but since you're so skilled, you can figure it out. Make a stupid comment, get a stupid answer, right? That's right, John. Thank you. Dude from Metallica. I wish I was from Metallica. Yeah, I can't sing, though. Thank you, Braden. Have a good night. Yeah, I can't sing, can't play, nothing. I got kicked out of music class. And that was just with the recorder. All right, so we got this here. We're going to bring it down and taper it off. So we got to bring it down a little bit. Be careful with it. I don't want to distort the pattern in there. So we got to do it very, very slow. I want to try and keep that lightning pattern in there. A little bit more. And there. This looks good too. I'm not disappointed in any of these so far. Usually one or two kind of go sideways. Then I have to restart it, but all of these so far are turning out good. Not disappointed at all. All All right, so we're going to take that and we got to add in the dark blue to it. You got kicked out, play the trump. Yeah, they kicked me out from the recorder. Can you believe that? They're like, nope, you're just terrible with a musical instrument. You're not going to be here. So I ended up in home ec. I didn't mind that either. Oh, I got to add the ashes. I almost got distracted there. We got to add the ash. Any guess as to why I didn't mind getting stuck in home ec? I give you one good guess. That's right, Groves. I was like, I can take that. All right, let's add the little bit of ash in here. We're going to do a couple little dots of it. Dot. And dot. Dot. And one more. And then once I start adding the blue on, actually I got room for one more. When I add the blue to this on top of it, it kind of smooths all those little bits of ash in there and blends it all together, which is the nice part. I just finally figured out what this looks like. I was trying to figure out what the heck this was reminding me of. I don't know if y'all can see the bumps on there. That looks like a Lego. I mean, it's an off-center Lego, but doesn't that look like a Lego? I couldn't figure it out. I knew it had a shape to it. You said you took tech ed? I have not heard of that ever. All right, let's add the blue. So right now we're completely encasing all the ash in there. And that means it'll be absolutely protected against any elements or anything that will scrape against it. It'll just make it really clean and protected. There we go. Oop, oop, going a little sideways. It's on an adventure. What's my favorite color? Amber purple. It's called amber purple, absolute favorite color. All right, now we got a whole bunch of blue backed on there. So next step is we're going to same ash for all the pendants. Yeah, this is one order, correct. Yeah, it is one order. Oh, we got a Beavis and Butthead fan in here. Thank goodness. I don't mind a Beavis and Butthead fan in here. That's good. Good to go. Wandering Brian, what's up? How you doing? Here, amber, and the favorite color is purple. It is an amazing color, to be honest. It is one of these amazing colors that transforms. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to flatten it out. Ooh, that's a little thick right there. We're gonna have to do a little work on this one. John, thank you so much for all the jewels. Is double amber purple better? No. I actually think double amber purple's worse by a long shot. I don't use it at all. I do not like double. Yeah, I do not like double amber purple. Some people swear by it, but I do not. I don't like it. It gets oversaturated, so instead of that purple hue that you get on there, you end up getting kind of like a hazy, like cloudy look. It doesn't, to me, it does not look good. But that's my personal opinion, and it varies. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong. I'm just saying for me, I don't like it. It just creates an absolute awful haze. Okay, so we got, it looks really funky right now, but we're going to get there. So it kind of looks like a funky caterpillar at the moment. All right, we're going to pull this down, start shaping a little. I really don't like that. I got to change it just a little. I don't like that at all. That's better. So we got the shape going on. I think we're looking good there. Definitely, this one gave me a little bit more trouble, but it doesn't look bad. It definitely gave me a little trouble. All right, we got to make the little hook for it, and we'll pop it together. We're making the little pendant that is down on the bottom that says "in progress." So that is what we are currently making. That was scary. Thank you for saying I'm rad. I appreciate it. I miss the 90s terms, the 80s and 90s terms. How many 80s and 90s terms can you all remember? I know I've got some 80s and 90s people in here. You got rad, bogus, bodacious, off the wall. There's so many different terms. And don't forget about the Valley Girl phrases. Tubular. Oh, I love tubular. Yes. Cool beans. Oh my God, cool beans. Yes, too. I forgot about that. From the night. You're from the 90s. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the Valley Girl era lasted too long, though. I want to say it wasn't too long. All right, we got to flatten this out. Totally rad. That's right. Mondo. Oh man, I forgot about that one too. Like for sure, exactly. That was it. That was exactly the phrases. Correct. Jake, thank you. Or Jack, sorry. I said Jake. Jack. Appreciate you. I never saw Nickelodeon, unfortunately. That was past my time, unfortunately. All right, so we're going to bring this down. Dude, gnarly. I forgot about gnarly. Yeah, gnarly was definitely used a lot. Wicked, yes. Now, if you were kind of in the cool group, I wasn't, but people were in the cool group if you could combine chat with a couple words. Like totally rad. All right, here we go. So we're going to bend. Here we go. So that's making the little hook for it. Can you make glass arrowhead? Oh, yeah. I've made some amazing arrowheads. The arrowheads that I do, I try and make it look like they're napped. I didn't know the term for a long time, but napping, like chipping the edges. But yeah, I can do that. I can mimic it with the torch now. Kawabunga, that's right. Okay, we're going to have to smooth this out. Totally gnarly. That's right. I forgot about Wipeout too. Bodacious. Oh, who could forget Bodacious? I did. I just, now that you said it. Beautiful red glass flowers. Yep. I definitely make a couple of those. Make a Christmas tree? Maybe later. Right now I'm filling orders. All right, we got to put this little attachment here. Then we're going to put the hook on the pendant. So we're going to trim a lot of this off on the bottom, clean it up. I think we're looking good. Does it use a lot of gas? Honestly, no. It does not use a lot of gas at all. I'm making the little pendant that is on the bottom of your screen currently. All right, let's get this attached, and I will show you the reveal. We'll show you what it looks like all finished up. This one looks awesome. Totally awesome. Jenny and the Jets, thank you for the gifts, by the way. All right, here we go. Make sure we're all smoothed out here. And then this one just wiggles off like that. So that little attachment is called a cold tap. So it's cold and you tap it on. A large lava lamp globe for me, 4K budget. I would not be able to do that, but I can definitely put you in touch with someone that can. They can do it. Absolutely awesome job. I already know the person. They will make you the best lava lamp globe you've ever seen. Okay, so here we go. And ready for the reveal? 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now you can see all those colors bouncing. That jellyfish looking look. That looks really awesome. I love that. I love that on the blue. It's been a while since I've done blue. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jenny. I got Jenny and Jen. You guys are trying to throw my dyslexia into overdrive. Then we just separate it. And trim it down. We're looking good. This one is completed. So there is a close-up. Hopefully you can kind of see that. I think it looks good. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, you can DM me here. I can get back to you, but absolutely, I can put you in the right touch that can do the globe. He's awesome. Yeah, he's an excellent glass blower. Like perfectionist, excellent. Colleen, you have a good night. I appreciate it. Yeah. So I do have to go give some medication to my mother. It's that time. I will definitely be back in half hour to 45 minutes, and we'll continue the stream. So definitely come check me out in half hour, 45 minutes. Hit the subscribe, the like, whatever, the follow, and we'll be back. But I definitely, my mother has had multiple strokes and stuff, so I have medication I have to go give her. So I want to go get that done, and then I can be back, and we'll make some awesome glass tonight. All right. I'll see y'all in just a little bit. I'm going to sign off on TikTok real quick. And there we go. And now, and YouTube. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for making my night so amazing. I'll see y'all in just a little bit. Yeah, she's doing good. Just have to make sure the medication gets in there. I'll see y'all in just a little bit. We've had an awesome night so far. We're going to continue it. See you in a bit.